all her life, a single mother. 1 year after Mike Britt discovered heroin in Lewistown, Beth discovered her son Aaron was addicted to the drug.
I sniffed a bag, or just a little bit of it, and I really didn't feel anything. And I went home and I ordered a pizza from Domino's, and I felt fine. And then when the pizza got there, and I set the pizza down and I opened the box and I just looked at it and I thought I was going to be sick. I got real high, real messed up the second time. That was probably as high as I ever got from it, really, the second time I did it. And I just, my whole body got numb, I got warm all over. It was, I fell in love with it then.
It's so pure, it's easy to use, it's easy to secrete, it's easy to obtain. It's perfectly attractive to young teens, especially middle-class teens. To me, that's what this has been marketed towards. The kids that have 10 or 20 bucks, that's how we get them. Kids don't have $100 to pay for a gram of cocaine, which, you know, that phase went out around here a few years back. That's why they went to crack cocaine. Somebody figured out and marketed crack cocaine because it was inexpensive. Buy $2 rocks, $5 rocks, $10 rocks. Smoke it. Kids figured out after a while you're doing $300 worth a day because you get so psychologically addicted to that. And they quit buying it. They all went to rehab centers and they all got cleaned up. They said, no more of that crap for me. So then along comes the horse, you know. As soon as they learned that they could run to Philadelphia themselves and get it right on the street, they decided, hey, you know, instead of going to school today, we're just going to go down to Philadelphia. So they all throw in $2 to $5 a piece, run down and get a couple bags and bring it back and do it.
Here's what kids get for their $10. 1/50th of a gram of the most addictive heroin ever seen on American streets.
That's it for 2 100ths of a gram. And they do what they call a Matchhead. Now, if 5 of us went together and threw in $2, look what we all get. That's enough heroin to kill you.
How many people really understand the severity of the situation? I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
When you compare the use of heroin in this county to what it used to be, we've got an epidemic. When I go from 6 folks in 10 years to 70 or 80 folks in 1 year, there's something going on, okay?
Mike Grable is the director of Clear Concepts Counseling Center in Lewistown. He's probably had more contact with heroin addicts in Mifflin County than anyone.
There's probably around 300 kids, okay, and when I say kids, 15 to 24, that are using heroin in Mifflin County, and probably we've had 7 deaths from that.
For Lieutenant Britt, overdoses became routine.
The uniformed guys would get a 911 call that there's a young male laying somewhere in a house, in a yard, dead. So you start an unnatural death investigation, and the first thing you realize is it's heroin. It was nothing to hear about 2 or 3 overdoses in a weekend.
I've overdosed, and I've seen a lot of people overdose, like a lot of good friends overdose. You know, I've never seen anybody die, but it didn't matter. Like, if I'd wake up from overdosing, that'd be one of the first things I'd do, would get high again.
This was to me, a planned marketing event. This is why we're at the level of addiction we are and the level of use that we are now. We've had heroin tested. It's been 94% pure. I later learned that this heroin's coming out of South America.
Colombia, to be exact. And that's also where the strategy was developed to make this new heroin so attractive to American kids.
I really didn't know anything about it. I knew what it was pretty much, but I didn't know what I was getting into pretty much. I had no idea about it.
As a matter of fact, not one of the more than a dozen young addicts we talked to for this documentary had any idea what this drug would do to them before they used it. And using it is just the first thrill. They've built a culture around heroin. And for Aaron and many other white kids like him, The experience of driving down to Philly's ghetto to buy the drugs is a whole other excitement.
It got, from being nervous the first time down there, it just got better every time I went down. It's just excitement. And like, say, even like to the last time I ever went down, like I'd still get butterflies in my stomach knowing that you're gonna have a whole bunch of drugs here in a couple minutes, and you're gonna be set for a couple of days. You know, you're not gonna have anything to worry about.
You just want to fix it. You just know if you pray hard enough and you love them enough that it'll be okay. It'll be better. Yeah, well, that's a fantasy. Because, I can't fix it. Only He can fix it.